Hello, so today we're going to check out a mod in Turboprop Flight Simulator which adds realistic liveries. So I already played this mod, everything, blah blah blah. And not only that, but we also have realistic GPWS sounds. So let's go in the aircraft viewer and see what kind of airplanes we have. So first up, we have this Chaton Airbus A400M. Then we have a Canadian Coast Guard Airbus A400M with and also a US Coast Guard A400M. And we have turbo lines, of course. If you want to fly an AI plane, this is your chance. I'll put the mod link in the description. So, yeah. Next, we have a gunship concept. It looks cool. Then we have a tanker. We can finally fly a tanker. And then we have US Air Force. First, next aircraft, we have this realistic ATR-42. And it's the factory livery from ATR, which is pretty cool. Next up, we have a Singapore Airlines, but the text is a little bit small, to say the least. And the next, we have Japan Airlines ATR-42. And as you can see from the flowers, this appears to be a special livery, which is pretty cool. And last, but definitely not least, we have a retro Ryanair livery. See, this was back then when Ryanair was Italian instead of Irish. Back then when Ryanair actually made good landings. Now it's straight up a meme. And now we have... Oh, wait a second. Okay. This is a little bit unrealistic, but we have an ATR-72 that says it's an ATR-42. Well, there goes the points for realism. Next, we have a Lufthansa ATR-72. Now we have a Flybe. I actually flew on Flybe. It's not that bad of an airline. And last, but probably least, we have Azul Airlines, because the reason why I say least is that it's kind of broken, unfortunately. Also, it's not important. And next up, instead of just the usual livery, we actually have a NASA livery for the E2. I believe this is called the E2 in real life. And we just have a alternative livery that has barely changed from vanilla TFS. The only thing that's changed is the sign. Now it's actually like real life American stuff thing. Next up, we have a VTOL turbo lines plane, which is cool. And we have a gunship concept again, but it's very messed up. I don't know what's about that. And normal, obviously. Okay. Next up, we have a gunship concept for the PS-26. And yes, it is actually called the PS-26 in real life. So, yeah. And it's a little bit glitched, but better than the VTOL. So, yeah. But it's still not my favorite. Next, we have a Turbo Lines plane again. And it's actually a Turbo Lines charter. And last but not least, we have a Canadian Coast Guard. And now we have a realistic U.S. Coast Guard for the C-130. So yeah, that was part 1 of me just checking out the liveries and all. Next part, we're gonna fly the aircrafts and test the realistic GPWS sounds. So goodbye.